have Katherine Hadda joining us. She is a former US Consul General. Really appreciate your patience, Katherine. The big summit is over. It is being seen as victory for G20 as an institution as well. Give us a sense, how is United States seeing this?
Well, first of all, thank you, and no worries. It's really a pleasure to be here today, Maria. I think it's being looked at largely positive in the United States. I mean, certainly I would agree with all your other guests. You know, India has come off looking very, very good, you know, as a result of this event. This major get together, you know, there was this consensus document agreed to a day early. You know, I've been through a lot of international meetings. It's a big achievement, and it's a very meaty document in a lot of ways. I'd also add, you know, I think from the U.S. perspective, certainly from what the Biden administration was saying its goals were from this meeting, or implying from this meeting, it was also highly successful. You know, the objectives from our side were to, you know, show support for India and India's growing role on the global stage, which we certainly support and have supported for a while. And also to kind of offer an alternate model, you know, where democracies can make things happen. And I think it was very successful in that. To keep the pressure on Russia, and if there's any controversy about the G20 results here in the United States, it is the final declaration's language on Russia, you know, seemed to be less strong in some ways than last year's, mainly in that Russia isn't named as the offending partner. But I think if you read it, it's very obvious the pressure is on Russia, not just for its aggression towards Ukraine, but also for the downward negative effects on a lot of the developing world. So in that respect, you know, I think, and with this side agreement of, you know, connecting, you know, India and the Middle East and Europe, which your minister talked about very well. You know, I think I would just add that 3 of the signatories of that are BRICS members also. So it's showing an additional, you know, role still for the United States and the global West. And I heard your questionings about, you know, is this mean sort of the end of the United States' role as the major force in the world? You know, I would think not, actually. And I think you would miss us if we were gone, is all I would say. But I think
Katherine, certainly. My question is that is US also understanding that, you know, in order to be more relevant in the changing global order, it is India which has to be its ally?
Absolutely. And I think that we have reorganized our view of the Pacific and security in the Pacific to take account for India. And we have supported India, as I say, in many different fora, including the UN. You know, we continue to support India as a permanent member of the Security Council. There are many ways. And also this was highly successful, this whole event, for the US-India partnership, I think, because we do share a lot of interests in this. And so, for example, you know, in our bilateral, it didn't get a lot of attention, but, you know, to jointly pledge funds, considerable funds, to help the global South with new renewable energy infrastructure. You know, I think that one of the Biden administration's stated goals for this meeting was to support World Bank, IMF reform to allow less developed economies to become more climate resilient, to transition their energy, to deal with the effects of higher interest rates and, you know, food insecurity that they may be seeing from the Ukraine war. So I think all these things were on both our country's agenda, and play to both our strengths. I think it's a great partnership.
Thank you, Katherine, for sharing your thoughts on this very important summit, which has been a huge success for the world and also certainly for the country which held its presidency, that is India. Thank you so much.